Hey everyone, this is Lucas W. Oh, that's the highlighter. This is Lucas W. I'm the math coach here at FGCU. I'm going to work through a couple problems. First one is number 1, and we're going to solve the system by the substitution method. We solve the system by the substitution method. We want to get one variable on one side, which has already happened, and then plug in the other piece into the original equation. So this will turn into this right here. Now we want to solve for x, so we'll simplify the common x pieces. Subtract 4 from both sides. Then we'll ask what two numbers multiplied give us 12 and added give us negative 7. That would be negative 3 and negative 4, which gives us x equals 3, x equals 4. Once we have two x's, we gotta find our two y's. And so we'll check when x equals 3, and we'll plug it into the original equation. 3 plus y equals 4, which is y equals 1. So we have the point 3 comma 1. Then we check when x is 4, which is going to be 4 plus y equals 4, which tells us y is equal to 0. So we have the point 4 comma 0. Looking at number 4, this one's certainly a little more complex. And we're going to solve it by the addition method. When you do it by the addition method, you want terms to cancel out. And here we don't have any that can, so we're going to multiply the system. We're going to multiply it by 4 and 3, which gets us this. This cancels. And then we need to take the square root of both sides. Or, well, no, first we actually need to divide. Then we take the square root. Then we'll solve when x is equal to negative 2. We'll plug it into the second equation. Wait a second. Yeah, this is squared. My bad. It's squared, that becomes 4. Makes this 12. subtract 12 from both sides. Divide both sides by 4. And then take the square root. And get y equals plus or minus 3. Since it's plus or minus, that means we have 2 points. We have -2, comma 3, -2, comma -3. Then we need to test when x is 2. When it's squared, it's 4. Gives us 12. And we subtract. Then we divide. Which means y is plus or minus 3. So again, we're going to have 2 points. We're going to have +2, -3, +2, +3. And those will be all of our answers. Looking at the next section, we're going to graph some inequalities. To do that, we're going to have to put this in a regular equation form. We're going to want y on one side. So we're going to subtract both sides by x. And then we need to divide both sides by -1. But when you divide by a negative, you need to flip the sign. The graph for x minus 5 is going to intercept at -5 and at +5. It's going to look something like this, and make sure the line is dotted because of our inequality. And then we need all the y values that are greater than x plus 5. So if we need the greater values, we're just going to shade the greater part. And that would be the answer. Next, for number 2, we have x plus 1 squared minus y, or no, plus y minus 2 squared greater than 16. This is just the equation of a circle. So we just need to observe that the center is going to be -1, comma 2. And the radius is going to be the square root of what it's equal to. So 16, that means it's 4. So we draw this, we're going to have our center at -1, comma 2. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be a dashed line. I want all the values that are greater, so it's going to be outside the circle. Now for number 3, it says graph the solution set. The system inequalities indicate if there is no solution. So now we're doing the same thing, but there are multiple graphs. Let's do the top piece first. We're going to subtract 4x from both sides. Divide by -1, which means we have to flip the sign. Oh, let me flip the sign. And that equation would look like this. If you're wondering how I'm getting these graphs, I'm just plugging the points in my calculator and plotting some points. But I'm not going through all that to save time. And then it says we need all the greater values, so it's going to look like this. Then we're going to solve the lower equation. We'll subtract x from both sides. We'll divide both sides by 4. We don't need to flip the sign because it's not negative. Assessing some points, I see that we're going to plot it like this. Close enough. And I'll shade this part. We need the greater part, so I'm going to shade it pink. I'll shade it right here. And the part that intersects is going to be our answer. It should be this whole piece right here. So you could shade it like a different color, like gray or something. That would be our answer. Section 5.6, looking at question 1. A dietitian needs to purchase food for patients. She can purchase an ounce of chicken for 35 cents and an ounce of potatoes for 3 cents. Let X equal the number of ounces of chicken and Y the number of ounces of potato purchased by the patient. Write the objective function that describes the total cost per patient per meal. So we're just going to observe the information. We're going to see for an ounce of chicken it's 35. For an ounce of potatoes, it's that. X is going to be the number of chicken, Y is going to be the number of potatoes. So put simply, we can do X times 0.35 plus Y times 0.03, and we'll just set it equal to 0. Or no, we'll just set it equal to Z, what we'll call this equation, and that would be the answer. Now looking at number 3, an office manager is buying used filing cabinets. Small file cabinets cost $7 each. Large file cabinets cost $10 each. And the manager can't spend more than $113 on file cabinets. A small cabinet takes up 7 square feet of floor space. A large cabinet takes up 8 square feet. And the office has no more than 103 square feet of floor space for the available cabinets. The manager must buy at least 7 file cabinets in order to get a free delivery. Let X be the number of small file cabinets and Y be the number of large file cabinets bought. Write a system of inequalities to describe these constants. Looks like we have about 3 equations here. Let's highlight them. So Y is going to be the number of large file cabinets. X is going to be the number of small file cabinets. and we need to get at least 7 to get a free delivery. So that's just going to be x plus y greater than or equal to 7. That would be like the total. Then, let's see. So a small file cabinet takes up 7 square feet, and a large one takes 8. And the office has no more than 103 square feet. That means we have 7x plus 8y less than, it has no more than 103, and that is the square feet. Last but not least, the office manager is buying used filing cabinets. Let's see, right here, small file cabinets cost $7 each. Where's my highlighter tripping out? There we go. Small ones are $7, large ones are $10, and we have no more than $113 to spend. So we'll have 7x plus 10y less than 113, which should be the cost. And that's how you set up that system of inequalities. That's it.